Good morning, cousin, and welcome to this live divination ceremony where we are asking, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? The wording is very intentional. My name is Jen Marie. I am an initiated High Priestess and Sorceress of Chaos, witch born of shadow. I founded an international resource center for neurodivergent witches looking to repair their relationship with themselves and their community. And I wrote the Grimoire of the Ungovernable. This divination ceremony is brought to you by the Unbound Witches of Bright and Dark Center. Your mod today is Ocean. Ocean and I are your altar crew for this ceremony. So big thank you to Ocean for putting all of this together and making everything look so freaking professional. Like, look at this, guys. It's great. All right. Are we ready to do this? Also, were you here yesterday when Ocean did the divination ceremony? Because I woke up with like a raging headache, and there's no way that I can do divination with a headache like that. And the way that the Unbound functions is that we are all capable of doing all of the things, right? We all have our wheelhouse, but we can jump in whenever we're needed. We work as one, right? And we fit together like puzzle pieces. And yesterday was a really good example of the power of community, the power of actually having that connection and being able to kind of function as one. We move like swifts. It's pretty cool. It's very cool. Okay. I'm going to wait for Baxter to be done clawing the stuff out of the door jamb. Hey, Baxter, do you need my attention, sir? Familiars. Am I right? Yeah, wasn't it great? Yes, that is power. Right there. Are we ready? Okay. I am going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. You do what you do to get you there, and then we'll come back together. This is a collective reading, and you're as much a part of this reading as I am. So there. Are we ready? I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space. For our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And now we make a declaration of intention. Why are we here? What are we doing? I'm going to do it in a way that we can do this call and repeat thing. But like I always say, if that gives you church camp flashbacks, don't do it. You don't have to. The most important thing is that you're saying something that means something to you, right? You're saying what it is that you're doing, what your intention is, right? I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up from my practice in this place and at this hour because I am home. I'm going to put the incense out because Baxter has decided that he wishes to join us, and he doesn't appreciate it as much as we do. Good times. Good morning. The chat is very quiet for how many platforms we are live on right now. What is going on in your world that you are so quiet? All right, so the deck that I'm using today is called the Tarotorial deck by Raven and Rogue. This is not a sponsored thing. I just really like their deck, and I really like their grasp of correspondences. You'll see why that's important in a moment if you've never seen this deck before. The way that I'm going to do this reading is different than what you're accustomed to because you are involved in this. I'm intentionally centering your relationship with you, repairing your relationship with your intuition. Jeez, that was hard. So that looks a little bit different. Okay, so just let's do this. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? And one more time. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? There. Put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. I should wear them low. I need another pair of glasses, like some of those like really small librarian glasses. Yes. Anyway. We drew the Knight of Swords upright. There we go. I'm going to read the prompt that's on this card. It's so much more complicated. I don't want to like bonk Baxter in the head. Anyway. So I'm going to read this. While I read this, you ask yourself if your guides were using this card to communicate to you a facet of your relationship with your life right now, what are they talking about? And the more honest you can be with yourself, the clearer the message, or the deeper the message is going to sit. You're on a mission, and there's no stopping you. The only problem is that you may be too quick to take action and you're not planning. Keep that energy flowing, but be calculated. Don't trip over anyone on your way either. You may be careless of the feelings of others on your mission inadvertently, so try to remain empathetic. And then the reversed, because it's about the whole card. You're full of energy, but have no idea what to do with it. Find some sort of outlet before you pop. Be sure to stick with a single task before jumping to the next. Failing to do so will keep you from ever getting anything done. The Knight may also be telling you that you're lacking the life experience necessary, so don't fret about making mistakes along the way. So what does that feel like to you? What's going on in your life right now? I'm letting you brew on it. And thank you guys for choosing, we're finally pulling different cards, aren't we? It's so great. Are you ready for me to influence you? The Knight of Swords is actually a card that I'm really vibing with this year. I even have that painting behind me as a knight with a sword walking a horse, right? So the Knight of Swords, are you starting to feel that like motivation to like do something? You know how we've been talking a lot about there's something that needs to be done. We got to figure out what that thing is, basically, and that it's really important that you make a decision and you make the decision, right? The Knight of Swords is the like next step, right? You're taking action toward whatever decision that you made, right? So there's a warning with this card as well. And the key, or let me do this again. How do you feel about making, oh, that's not quite it either. Oh, I always prefer to give information in the form of a question because people tend to answer that question like on their own. And I think it's important that people remember that they do know stuff, right? So anyway, how would you describe, see, I'm doing it again. This is a time to put all your eggs in one basket. This is a time to put all your eggs in one basket, because playing it safe and like saying yes to a lot of things because you're not really sure if the thing that you really feel strongly is like really the thing. So you just say yes to a bunch of things, right? That is like being a butterfly and your attention is going all over this. Now is a time to be a laser beam, to be brave, and to be decisive about the direction that you're heading. Because when we are like butterflies with our attention, we don't get as far. And this is a year of going, right? And if you approach this year like a butterfly, you're going to burn out because everything you choose to engage with is going to take off. Does that make sense? And so if you're wanting to make a big change in your life, choose one thing, like hone in on that thing. And again, I know that there is fear associated with like putting all your eggs in one basket and doing the brave thing. You're like, well, what if I fail? This isn't a year of like failure. This is a year of you living a life that you are proud of. Like I don't know if this is side questing or not, but y'all are here for it. So I have been really on this path of ancestral work, of course, over the last like 3 years. But it's been really pointed, the decisions that we make right now, this is a time that you get to choose what kind of ancestor you will be, right? When I've been doing a lot of like genealogy stuff and looking into where my family came from, and it's been this whole like adventure and watching these like genealogy documentaries and things. And when I watch these like genealogy specialists talking and sharing the information that they're coming up with for these people and the stories that they leave behind, what's coming up a lot for me is, what is the story that I want to leave behind? Right? Are you guys with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? We're living in a time where scholars are going to look back and be like, what were these people thinking at this time? Why did they let this happen? Or this is a time they like didn't let this happen. Look at like we are writing the story right now that is going to be told in the future. What role do we want to play in that? What do we want? And it's even if you don't like have children, it doesn't matter. Your immortality is gained by your influence on the next generation. That can be so many things, right? You're still leaving a legacy. Does that make sense? And now is the time to make that like decision of like, how do I want to be remembered at this time? You guys are very quiet. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that I think about all the time. Welcome to my world. But this is what you believe in and what you're investing in is important. It's very important. Your decisions could change the course of history. All right. Now we got to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that's keeping us from like focusing in on the thing that we are wanting to manifest in our life. The 10 of Wands reversed. This is why we're struggling. All right. So I'm going to read this and put my glasses back on, and then I'm going to read this. All right. Stop taking the weight of the world on your shoulders. Sorry, I'm trying not to like influence you. Stop taking the weight of the world on your shoulders and learn to delegate a share of the work. You're feeling the beginning stages of burnout, so invest in your mental health. The 10 of Wands may be telling you that now is a good time to purge. Declutter and simplify your life, and you'll find a benefit from better organization. And the upright position of this is, you're almost there. You may have unconsciously or consciously taken on extra responsibilities, but you know that the blood, sweat, and tears you've put in are about to pay off. How does that feel? How does that feel for you? What you're in resistance to or in denial of that is blocking your stuff. Blocking or like clouding your ability to take action and do the thing. This is such a good one. This is such a good one, especially given like what I just said. This is so good. All right. So when you take that action, when you make a plan to do the thing, right? I'm going to do the thing, because the plan making time is upon us in the next like month. That's when we start making plans and charting a course that we're going to try this year. If you are not including rest and recovery, or your mental and emotional labor and rehabilitation in that plan, that's a recipe for burnout. It's not sustainable. Like, it's so important for you to be very mindful of like even your motivations, right? How I was just talking about how, hey, now's the time that the decisions that we make is what creates our legacy. What stories do we want people to tell about the choices that we made during this time? That sounds like a whole lot of pressure, doesn't it? Right? The most important thing is that you are present and you are, again, making choices that you're proud of. That's what I mean by your motivations. Make a choice you're proud of, not necessarily I am doing this to save humanity. Does that make sense? It's not about uh, you doing the whole thing. The weight of all of this isn't only on you. This is a collective thing. That's why so many witches born of shadow are incarnated right now. There's the burden is spread, and all you need to focus on is your piece of that puzzle. Your choices is making choices that you're proud of and showing up in a way that is sustainable for your whole system, because we need you, right? Not just for this part of it, the actual like manifestation part of it, but for the thriving part of it that is about to come. Lisa says, collective action is the backbone of getting through these times. This card reminds me to focus on that and not try to act so much on your own. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're all doing this. I'm not the only one getting this message, am I? This like, hey, it's time to make a big decision. And the way that we're going to be remembered, like what choices are we going to make about what's going on right now? All right. When I mentioned that ancestral legacy stuff, what did you feel in your body? I know that I'm not the only one that's doing this work. I know for a fact. Because I I engage with hundreds of you every day. That's our reading for the day, which is it's time for action. Now is the time. You made a decision. Not only is now the time for action, but now's also the time to look at why you're not, like, what's holding you back? Like, why? Where is there resistance to action? What is it saying? Speaking of release, today is the release ceremony, the monthly release ceremony with the Spellcrafters Guild, which the Spellcrafters Guild is the coven that the unbound witches of bright and dark serve. And I love this ritual so much. It's a good one. All of them are great, but I'm really, really feeling aligned with this release work today because I identified a really good one, and I'm looking forward to processing that with my community. Let's close out this working, and I will see you tomorrow morning. All right. I will see you tomorrow morning, and we're going to check in again. Or I'll see you tonight if you're in the guild. I'll see you this afternoon. Let's close out this working, hand on your heart, and take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. That's it. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you can't be good at it.